Hello everyone, this is Faithful Godwin, your usual host. Welcome to our FG YouTube channel. Today I have the singular honor and privilege to interview one among the 100 Rise Global Winners, Asher Segun-Olasanmi.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Faithful.
Thanks for joining the interview series actually, Asher. Let's get going with your first question. How does it really feel to be among the 100 Rise Global Winners?
Um, I'm not sure if I can really put the feeling into words. Like, there's no one word that I can say, okay, yeah, this is how it feels to be Rise Global Winner. I can't choose that one word, but I will say it's so humbling. Like, when I got the numbers of the people that applied and all the statistics, I was like, you mean I was part of the 100? Like, it's just a really humbling experience, and I would say I'm so excited to see what the future holds and all the benefits and everything. It's just I'm happy for sure. Yeah. If I had to choose one word, I guess it would just be that I'm happy, but I can't really I can't really summarize the way that I feel, because um I feel it was just I feel like I was just picked out, like that God's favor and mercy just speaking, and I'm just so humbled and so happy and just excited for the future. Yeah.
Exciting indeed. Nice one. How did you actually hear about Rise and why did you participate? Did you believe you could be among the winners? And why do you think so at first, initially?
Okay, so I got to know about Rice through a friend's WhatsApp status. He didn't even like share the opportunity directly with me, but he posted it on his status, and I just like saw it when I was checking, statuses, and I was just like, nice opportunity. I participated one because I had the time, kind of. I was done with my final year of secondary school then, and I'd already applied to university, just a short break, and uh I applied. I think I participated majorly because of the benefits. I saw the list of benefits and I was like, nice one. Like, it would be awesome to just give this a shot. Did I think I could be a winner? Ah, I'll say at the beginning, probably, yes, I had hopes of being a winner, but I think that kind of like faded along the line, because I saw all these other amazing people that were in this competition, and I was just like, they're choosing just 100 of us. And I think my thoughts or my hopes of being a winner kind of like gradually faded. And initially, starting out, I was so pumped up and excited for my project and to complete everything. But especially because the project wasn't so easy, I had a lot of challenges along the way that I had to face and overcome. So I think somewhere along the line, my focus shifted from being a winner to just completing my project, to just turning something in. And so that just like there was that kind of shift in my focus, kind of. Yeah. Of course, along with the fact that I wanted to actually do something for the community, but I'm talking in line of being a global winner this time around. Yeah.
Nice one. Perhaps we should start taking people's WhatsApp status serious, like the information they post on their status. Really nice. So, what was your Rise project really about? Like, can you brief us on an overview of what your Rise project was about?
Alright, so my rice project was a research paper on the effect of stigmatization of young mental health patients in southwestern Nigeria. And it was actually born out of my own experiences not so long before then, when I was like depressed and suicidal and going through a bit of a rough time. But I'm perfectly fine now, and I'm very be to God. He restored me, and I'm super thankful and grateful for that. But I noticed something during that period, which is the fact that mental health is really rarely discussed around here in southwestern Nigeria in a positive way anyway. When people talk about mental health or mental illnesses, they're usually just spreading rumors and talking down on mental health patients, and a lot of that. I noticed a lot of stigmatization, and I just got so curious about it. Like, why do people stigmatize mental health patients? And then I discovered something else, which is the fact that mental illness is actually very predominant, especially among youth, especially among the younger generation. And I was thinking, well, we are the leaders of tomorrow. At least that's what everybody says. Yeah. So what's up? And so I think that experience really led me to want to dig deeper into stigmatization of young mental health patients and its effect not only on the individual, because I think people see stigmatization in the light of, okay, it's the person that is being stigmatized that suffers, but it's not just that. Yeah. So in addition to the person's family, and even the society, because as I mentioned earlier, if you're a youth, they were supposed to be the leaders of tomorrow, but then what's up with all the leaders being down, being, traumatized, being depressed and all of that. So that was basically what led to the Rise project. Led to that being my Rise project. As for the goals of the paper, I wanted to actually like share my findings with people to make them realize that okay, it's beyond one person's problem. Mental health or mental wellness is our collective responsibility. Yeah, we care for one another, we love one another, we show up for one another, we pray for one another, we are there for one another. And even if they are mental health patients, we show love to them. Yeah, there's no reason to put them down just because of their mental wellness status, especially at that point in time. So and outcomes, I discovered a lot of things actually during the course of the project that have to do with policies, government policies, funding, and funding for the health sector, I mean, and a lot of things like that. But I would say the major takeaway for me is love. Yeah. And it's so major for me because I'm a Christian and God is love. So it was just about sharing love with one another, because I discovered that many of the things we have to fight about, or many of the things that we carry placards for and all of that, if only we would live in love, then perhaps there wouldn't be a need for that you know
Okay, so how was your video submission like, considering deadlines and stuff? How was your video submission like?
My project video submission. Don't get me started. I think, and that was in the first stage. Yeah, it was not so easy because initially, okay, first of all, it was the first time I was doing anything like that. Like, okay, taking videos of myself, uploading. I was just like, what's this? And then secondly, another challenge I faced was the device I was using at that time. The camera really was not good. And I would just watch myself and be like, why does my face look like this? But then I was actually so interested in the project and in sharing my experiences and sharing what I was working on. So I just had to do it. Yeah, I believed in it. Like, yeah, this is cool. And even if I don't win anyway, like, it's still going to be cool. It's still going to be great to let others know what's up. So I just did the project videos. And another thing that made it tough at the latter part, I think during the stage three, I think there were three stages if I remember correctly, was that I had already resumed university, and I was a student, a part one student. I was a student, a member of the Student Representative Council. I was a volunteer at the Mental Health Support Initiative of the university. So I had a lot going on. And then coupled with video submissions. And, the thing with videos is that sometimes you have to do over and over and over and over again. Sometimes I have like 20 videos in my gallery and I start watching like, okay, which one is the best? Which one is fit to submit? So with all the deadlines, it wasn't really very easy. And because the videos came okay with each stage of the project, like okay, I think there was focus and research stage, there was design, implementation, and all of that, act and reflect. Yeah, so stages like that, so you had to have done something to be able to do a video. So I couldn't just say okay, today I'll do all my videos. There was nothing like that. I had to have done something, with regards to the project itself before I was able to do a video. So it wasn't so easy, to be honest, but I just kept being like, no, I have to do it, I have to do it. I think I'm that kind of driven person that if there's something that I know I have to do, then I just do it, no matter how difficult or strenuous it is. So yeah, it was just something that I had to do, that I wanted to do actually, but then I had to do it because I'd already signed up for it. I don't like leaving things halfway done. And that's why, as I mentioned earlier, at a point it became more of I have to do it, I have to do it, than okay, I want to be a global winner. That global winner, in fact, I think it just left my head for a minute. I was just focused on the project, like, okay, I have to do this project, I have to do this project, I have to submit my videos and all of that. But we thank God.
So, in the course of your Rise Global Challenge project, can you share with us some of the setbacks or challenges you faced either during the project before or after? But in terms with the project, what were some of the setbacks or challenges you first faced?
Okay, so for this, I think I'll answer by mentioning the challenge I faced and then how I navigated, side by side like that. I one after the other in pairs, yeah, in pairs like that. Okay, so I think the first challenge I faced is the fact that as at the time I signed up for the Rice Challenge, my mom was actually quite ill and she had to be moved to another state. And because I was done with secondary school, I was the one who had time on my hands, so I was the one who went with her. My dad had to stay back, to take care of my younger siblings, school, and all of that. So I was the one who was my mom, and it wasn't so easy balancing um the challenge, the rice challenge, with taking care of my sick mom. And in fact, at the time, it was like, Asha, are you a good daughter to even sign up for something like this at this time? But when my mom found out, she actually encouraged me, like, Asha, go for it. And so I was like, okay, thank you. And yeah, I think that's the first challenge I faced, balancing that. The second challenge I faced was with the project itself. I had to evaluate, okay, what I wanted to do. Asha, what is your project about? What do you need? I had never done, in fact, before the Rise challenge, I had never created a Google form. Like, I did not need it, or so I thought. And so I think the Rise challenge, I had to learn a lot of things. I had to learn, okay, how to create forms like that. I had to learn how to write an ethical clearance application. I had to learn how to reach out to people, because usually I just tend to stay with myself and not really interact, especially with adults, people elderly. It's like, how am I supposed to approach this person? But because my project was one that required, reaching out to doctors and all of that, I really had to like do it. I had to learn how to do it. I had to learn how to interview. Okay, what kind of nuance, what kind of tone do I use? Because my project was one that involved conducting KIIs, key informant interviews, with mental health professionals. So I had to learn how to do that. I had never done videos of myself before then. Like, okay, apart from maybe Snapchat and but I never, like, okay, I want to answer a prompt, and so I'll do a video of myself, like video submission uploads, which we did on the I use the Hello World system. So all of that was so new to me, and having to learn, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, how am I going to do it? Then learning how to do it, and then research. I had never done such intensive research like before then. I would, everybody goes on Google, ask questions and all of that, but I used Google Scholar. Like, before this before the Rice Challenge, I did not even know what Google Scholar was, and so I had to learn how to like do all of those things. So I think the Rice Challenge was just one that involved a lot of learning for me, a lot of learning. So that was the second thing. It was a bit of a challenge at first by me. Yeah. Um Thirdly, I would say some people really made themselves obstacles during the course of my project. People that I reached out to, like some of the mental health professionals, for example. It was quite shocking to me that they didn't really appreciate a young teenager, nosing into their affairs, or poke nosing into their affairs. And I was like, why are you behaving like this? But many I actually encountered cold shoulders, like, I'm not answering your questions. People would, okay, I'd have agreed to interview at this time, and then the person would just cancel, or just be so standoffish. And I had to learn, like, okay, truly, when you have a vision, most of the time it is up to you to make the work. Once you believe in your work, like, okay, this is why you can identify your purpose for doing it. You're not doing it just because everybody else is doing it. It is something that makes sense to you. A lot of times, even when it hurts you, you will discover that not everybody believes in that vision. And actually, you can't blame them, because they didn't have the experience that you had, probably, that gave birth to that vision. And so a lot of times it is up to the person with the vision to make the work. It's up to the person that just has that burden, should I say, on his or her mind, that just has to, like, you know what, I believe in this, so I'm going to go for it. And so I had to, just, no, I won't say improvised, but a lot of times things didn't really go according to plan, especially with regards to other people. Like, would have made agreements. I would say, okay, I need your help with this. I would have said, okay, to circulate this, to distribute this survey, to do this, to do that, reaching out to people that could get in places where I couldn't. It didn't really go according to plan, but I mean, I had to do it anyway. Yeah, so it was just like that kind of not giving up. Yeah, I would say not giving up was a challenge, especially at a particular point. I think I even cried one day. But, but yeah, I mean, it taught me a big lesson actually about life. Like, not everybody will believe in what you believe, but because you believe it and because you know why you believe it, you cannot give up on it. Does that make sense? Okay. Another challenge I faced was the fact that towards the end of the round one, yeah, like the very first round before they even announced the finalists, I resumed university. University was hectic for me. Maybe because I got involved in so many things. Not so many things actually, if you think about it. It was just the student representative council of the department of civil engineering. Excuse me, the department of civil engineering, and I was the only female from my constituency, that is from the part one, that joined in. And then I signed up as a volunteer for the mental health support initiative of the university, because it became so important to me. Mental health became so important to me, and I became extra sensitive like that. So all of those things, and then for the volunteers, they had a training, and so balancing. In fact, it was so hectic for me. I had to read a lot. Also, we had tutorials. We had, sometimes we'd have, okay, classes that would span for hours, and you had to walk a lot. And one thing about campus is that you walk from place to place, because that is the life of a student. So I think it was really hectic. I'd be so tired, and then I'd, in the night while in my hostel, I'd think of, oh, I've not done my video, I've not uploaded it. And so I'd have to look for a good enough place, like a quiet, safe place where I could record my video. So I did most of my video recordings at night. At night, like, yeah, at night, in the late hours of the night, because I just knew that I had to do it. I had to be up early the next morning for another day. But I mean, that was another challenge. That time management. Okay, how am I going to do it? I think, in fact, I turned in my last video the day before the deadline, if I remember correctly. That's how it was. So that's another challenge I faced. It just seemed so hectic at a point, and I felt like I don't think I can complete this. But praise God, I did.
So, Asha, can you please share an advice, if possible, whatever number of advices you have for the next cohort of participants in the Rise Global Challenge?
Okay, my advice to the next cohort of participants. Ha, I would say number one, do what you're passionate about. Because the Rise challenge process, like this, it won't be a very easy. Like, I'm not trying to make you feel scared or anything. I'm not trying to make them feel scared, but it won't be the easiest of journeys. Yeah. So I think it will really help if you do something that you're passionate about, and not something that people think is popular, or not something that people think that's what you should do, or you feel, oh, it would be cool to do this. I think beyond that, what you're passionate for should come first, because you're going to stick with it for months, and it's going to be a very a very interesting process. I'd say do something that you can stick with. Yeah, do something you're passionate about. Secondly, I would say give your best. Yeah, let there be improvement. One thing I noticed about myself, when I saw the announcement of finalists and I saw that I was selected, I was first like, are you for you? I was so excited, but I just felt like, oh my goodness, I was actually selected as a finalist. And then it got me curious, like, what did they see in me, that made them say, oh, you are a finalist. And so I went back to the Hello World system. It was still in use then. And so I checked my videos, like all the things I submitted. And I was like, what on earth? Like, because when you log into that system every day, Hello World, you just see videos and videos. In fact, I just look at them like, why are so many people doing this thing? So but I noticed that there were improvements in my videos. Right. From the very first one to the second one to the third one. I noticed that I was getting better. Yeah. So I think get better, it's very important. I feel like when if I were to be someone else, a spectator looking through your videos, I'd want to see that you're actually improving with every new thing that you do. You get. So I think, okay, one, do something you're passionate about. Two, get better. And I'd say three, have fun. It seems like such a cliche thing to say, but really enjoy the process. I think if you're too focused on the rewards or the benefits, then you actually lose out on the fun in the process itself. It's actually a really interesting thing. Yeah, so have fun, just enjoy it. Yeah, give your best. Just like invest into it. Just see it as you building up yourself. Don't be so much about, okay, I have to be a global winner, I have to be a global winner. So yeah, I think that's what I have to say. And then I don't know if you believe in God. If I'm talking to the next cohort. Yeah, I don't know if you believe in God, but I'd say it really helped for me, because there are so many times that I'd be overwhelmed, and I'm not the type that really opens up to others like that. Yeah, like, but I'd open up to God and tell him how frustrated I was, or how tired I was, or how overwhelmed I was. And I would say God really showed up for me. God really gave me strength and inspiration. Sometimes, yeah, I'd be blocked, like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? And God would just like this this like a light bulb in the darkness. And so I'd say, if you actually do know God, hold on tight to him. Don't lose him in the bustle of your activities, for applying and all. Really hold on to him, because I can say God was a factor in my journey that really helped me to get where I am. If not for God, I would not have won. I can say that categorically, like emphatically, like. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. It's not so serious. Like, don't take on it with this mindset of ah just have fun. Yeah, have fun. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Yeah, God bless.
Thank you so much, Asher, for your time, for answering our questions, and for everything. God bless you. Well, if you're out there and you have any question for Asher, you could type it into the comment section. I think it will be conveyed, I suppose, yeah, it will be conveyed to Asher. So she could answer you maybe in another video. She could come up again, possibly if the comments are many. So if you have any question at all, just feel free type it into the comment section. And a quick reminder, the Rise Global Challenge is currently on. It will be run till January 2023, yeah. And all young people within the age of 15 to 17 are encouraged to apply. Apply and challenge yourself onto your rising potentials. Thank you and God bless. Do not forget to subscribe to RFG YouTube channel. Thank you.